But tell me, just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. We want to be free to ride. We want to be free to ride our machines without being hassled by the man. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
Welcome to another shit show on the Biker's Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Dirty and Tank.
So here we are with Bry the Biker, most popular YouTube channel on planet Earth, Bry the Biker on YouTube. Also the podcast. Yeah, you.
That guy. Like, is there another one?
I was like, wait, is Shaggy back?
Right. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Where? But yeah, and also Beyond the Biker podcast too, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
On Spotify and everywhere you can find podcasts, yeah?
Yeah, we've kicked that off. It's been a little bit of a hiatus since I came over to work with Hollywood. But coming once the new year hits, I'll be back at it for the weekly podcast on my own stuff.
Sure. So you're kind of a big deal on the internet then, huh?
Nah, I don't think so. I mean, for the size of my channel, it's decent. And that's nice of you to say. It's been, I don't know, what's it been? About a year and a half, and I just kind of jumped into it head first to try and learn video. And then the podcast thing came to me from sort of a fellow podcaster that was like, hey, you know what? You should just do a podcast. It'd be fun. And I was like, all right, well, we were in lockdown. There's nothing else to do with my time. Might as well start a podcast.
Well, then we got to get into it right away. So we're just going to get it over and done with because otherwise it's going to fuck up the whole goddamn podcast. And I'm sorry I'm swearing. I'm sorry I'm swearing. But
no, he's not.
Anyways.
Do you?
Not really. Yeah. But anyways, here's the thing. There's this topic that's been dividing the country for the past few weeks. And we need to get your hot take on it because you're a big deal.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. They recently became a couple. How do you feel about that?
I don't.
Are they the super couple or what?
No, but we got
Kim Kardashian.
J-Lo's back with Ben.
J-Lo's back.
Bennifer's back. Bennifer's back. Ben and Ben Affleck and J-Lo back together.
This is news to me. What happened to that fucking chick that played Electra or whatever the fuck her name was?
I don't know, but that's more concerning. Pete Davidson's kind of he's.
Well, a lot of people are upset with Kim because she was wearing Kanye's shoes when she was on a date with Pete Davidson. I don't know if you know that.
Who the fuck cares about this? Who cares?
Yeah. The country, man.
Who cares?
The whole goddamn world cares.
No, they don't.
Talking about it.
Let's talk about something else. No, you know what I want to talk about?
I'd be more upset that if she had a Can-Am, then I'd be pissed. But
Can-Am spiders are not motorcycles.
They're not.
No,
but
they're not.
Grass in the road is very dangerous, and Can-Ams are very bad.
Both of those statements are
not true. I understand that, but
semi-true. I've ridden through grass clippings a lot, and
you didn't die.
No issue.
No.
Yeah, it's no factor.
It's just become a meme.
Rode through a ton of them today. I did not die.
Is it like a boomer thing?
It must be.
Tank, is it a boomer thing?
No, it's not a boomer thing. Get out of here, man.
I was just asking. I don't know.
Fuck you back, okay? God,
wow.
Christ.
That escalated quickly.
No, I know. What I want to talk about. You must have seen in the news, like Alec Baldwin's coming out today to say that how the gun went off all on its own. A single action revolver, and it went off on its own. Thoughts?
First of all, it's a double action.
No, his was a single action.
No, it's a double action because you have to cock the hammer back and then pull the trigger.
That's called it's called a single action, though.
You're absolutely right. You know what? I fucked up.
Yeah.
It's a double action trigger, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
A double action cocks itself after the first shot. So you shoot it
going
once
off the rails real quick, isn't it, Bry?
My biggest thing is all the Hollywood people are anti-gun, and then the guy goes and shoots somebody. Like, how do you get away with that?
Well, I mean, a month ago he was crying boo-hoo. I didn't mean to shoot him. I didn't mean to shoot him. Now we are a month later. Oh, it went off on its own. I'm sorry, that just doesn't happen. No.
Well, yeah, maybe he has some issues medically.
Yeah, well, he's got issues, all right. He's fucking Alec Baldwin. He's fucking married some girl named Hilaria, for crying out loud. Hilaria. Who names their kid Hilaria?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec.
Yeah, there you go.
It's his wife is Hilaria.
Loved him in 30 Rock, though.
Bad luck.
Anyways,
anyways, I just, like Alec Baldwin, what the hell? Come on, man. Alec, you're better than that. Well, we thought so, but you're not.
He made a great Trump on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
God bless.
Yeah.
So, Bry the Biker, what's your channel all about, man?
So, that's a good question. So, I primarily focus on installs and reviews. I do a lot of motorcycle install stuff with either lighting, seats, windshields. Do a lot of gear reviews as far as like gloves, jackets, boots, heated gear, stuff like that. And then I have my Beyond the Rider podcast series, which is on YouTube as well as being on Spotify and all those. So it's just, and I focus a lot on mental health. It's a topic that's important to me, and I just try and I just try and have fun with it. I try not to take it too serious, but at the same time, I try and be an active part of the community, because the motorcycle community is fantastic.
No, yeah, we actually just did a whole thing on mental health for Thanksgiving, because we know the holidays, and yeah, well, I mean, look, we all know what it's like. I mean, well, you're in New Jersey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I'm in Wisconsin. Tank's fucking ass is in Florida, so he doesn't count right now. But so we all know what it's like having seasonal depression, right? It's cold outside. It's hard to ride your fucking scoot. Next thing you know, there's fucking snow on the ground. Salt trucks are out. Blah blah blah. So yeah, we figured, and not only that, but let's be honest, man. If you're in this fucking biker lifestyle, sometime or another, you're gonna run into shit,
Yep. I applaud you guys. I think it's a topic that's not sexy, but it's a topic that needs to continuously be beaten for sure.
Are you gonna make those shirts?
What's that? No, maybe. I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
I think it's I think it's great that you guys are doing that. It's something we all need to be reminded of, especially in the culture of motorcycles. Everybody tends to try and bury their issues rather than deal with them. So,
what made you want to start
a?
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
What you guys are talking about? But no, I mean, so what made you want to start a YouTube channel?
So I do video production for my job, and I wanted to learn editing, and I wanted to learn trying to do something a little different. I had GoPros before. We bought the Ultra Limited, and I was like, yo, you know what? This would be kind of cool, like to make some videos, have some fun with it. And for me, at least, I found to learn editing and to learn all the post processing and stuff, I had to do something that I enjoyed doing rather than doing just talking head sales videos. So I just kind of messed with it, and it just started becoming a thing. It's just I kind of fell into it accidentally.
So, what would you say is what you're trying to get across on your channel? Like, where do you want it to go? What do you want it to do?
I want to do more. I like doing the installs and the reviews. The difficult part with that is because if you become a fully review channel, it becomes difficult, because then you have to really worry about your branding and whether people trust it. So I'm really trying to ride that fine line between doing installs, doing reviews, things like that, and still keep it organic. I don't want it to seem like it's a giant sales pitch every week, but it's something that I enjoy doing because I enjoy, I'm a former IT guy, so I enjoy tinkering with stuff. So I really like playing with the, with the parts and doing the stuff, and I only do, that's the stuff that I do. I don't do maintenance on my bike. I'm not a wrencher in that sense, but that's the thing I sort of want to focus on. And then that kind of spun out to do the interview series, where it's just kind of learning about people, in the community and in the lifestyle.
So what would you say your best product is that you've reviewed so far?
Best product I reviewed so far. I'm a huge fan of Indie Ridge. I actually work with them. I have pretty much all their products. They make boots and gloves and face masks. I'm a huge fan of their boots. They're really comfortable riding gear. As far as for the bike, I'm a huge fan of custom dynamics, and I just bought a Mustang Super Deluxe touring seat. Love that seat. Seat's fantastic.
Right on.
It's I had a Harley Hammock before that for about a year and a half, and it was a decent seat, but it broke in too fast, and I felt like it never really held up. So the Mustang seat really stepped it up as far as comfort for the Ultra.
Dirty, you want to talk about the seat on your Road King?
Well, the seat of my Road King is basically a fucking piece of fucking wood.
That's fair.
Well, here's the thing. On my Road King, I have a 3-inch drop seat frame.
Okay.
And it's made by Fatbaggers. So basically, the only seats that go on it are Fatbagger seats, and they're all low profile. So I have like 1 inch of foam.
Yeah,
but
that's not good.
Well, see, I'm pretty fucking hardcore, so I fucking ride it across the country anyways. But I bitch a lot
when he's not blowing it up.
I'm that guy, man. I'm the wrench, man. I fucking I refuse to take my bike to fucking shops. I fucking do everything myself. Blah 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 blah. I don't recommend it.
He's turning me into one too, and I agree with him. I don't recommend it.
I don't recommend it, man.
Yeah.
I probably was a disappointment to my dad. My dad was a lifetime mechanic, and like, I'll just take it to the dealership and have the oil changed. I don't know. I mean,
speaking of disappointment,
I
gotta ask.
What
the fuck happened last Sunday, man?
Last Sunday,
when you were on the show there with Hollywood and Wild on Twos. They were kind of fucking you up there for a minute.
Yeah, they abuse me. I think that I think the whole dynamic I bring is I'm the guy they want to hate. I'm not the guy with the face tattoos or the resting bitch face. So they like to abuse me. But what are you gonna do? I mean,
fuck those guys, man.
Yeah. When they reached out to me, I'm like, do you know who I am? Like, seriously? This guy's got face tattoos. The other guy's, like, I don't know.
Don't worry about Hollywood. He's tame. He's fine.
They're both really great guys. Yeah,
they're good shit.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem to think that I need to be hardened up and live a rougher lifestyle. I don't know.
Well, you got to join a club then.
Yeah, probably be like.
Let me talk you out of that real quick.
Yeah, right. I think the pagans are big out your ways, aren't they?
Yeah, you see them everywhere up here.
I've been to New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's I don't know. They like to pick on me. That's all right. They're good guys.
No, I mean I was sort of kind of watching it, because we had to do a thing, another roundtable with Black Dragon and all them guys, like literally right after like Hollywood left that one and then came to ours. So I watched like the first half and I was like, dude, they are fucking with this guy.
Yeah, Hollywood tells me I need to lighten up. So he likes to pick on me now. So I don't know.
I wouldn't put up with that shit, man.
I thought it was pretty funny when he came out with the question to Baggers and Brews. He's like, well, you guys go to all the rallies. What rallies have the best girls with the best boobs? I'm like, what kind of question was that?
They all have the best fucking boobs.
I mean,
and best
it was a valid question.
I was gonna say the ones I can look at. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You've seen one, you want to see them all.
That's right.
Hey, man, I'll tell you right now, one of the fucking best places, or one of the places I've seen like the hottest chicks, hands down, Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
It is so weird. It's like complete fucking smoke shows with like guys in their like 50s and 60s. It is so weird, man.
Interesting.
And it's like that all over the state because we went to like the Smoky Mountains and shit, and we went like on the back roads and everything. Oh, dude, it's killer. You got to do it. But like the chicks that work at the gas stations are like fucking 10s. Jeez. That whole like farmer's daughter thing.
Oh, it's
Tennessee.
Real. Oh, absolutely.
You got to go to Tennessee.
I am not bringing you near the beach when you come here to Florida. Then you're going to drive right off the road.
By the way, check us out in fucking March when we do a fucking live remote from fucking Daytona.
That's right.
Just
that will be sweet.
That's right.
Just saying.
We're gonna have some
First
fun.
time we've mentioned it is right now. But
that's right.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna be a real thing.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. There might be dudes with us, there might not be dudes with us. We don't know. But
either way.
Either way, my happy ass is getting down to Florida for this March.
Yeah, I'll probably actually have my bike back up the way it needs to be by then.
You better. I got to put a clutch in mine.
Oh yeah.
So what do you ride there, Bry guy?
So
What do you ride?
I have a 2014 Ultra Limited.
Oh, okay. What have you
Yeah,
been
and then
doing to it?
I've got a detached kit on it. So I've got a Razor pack. I've got the standard tour pack. It's got
Hmm.
the Mustang. It's got Legends front and rear. I've got
How
12
are the
inch
Legends
bars.
front?
The so my wife wanted to buy furniture for the house, and my wife being my wife, she rides with me all well, she used to. This year's been bad, but
Yeah.
she says to me, she's like, we got the bike. She's like, I want to, give you some money, or not some money, but we'll take some money out of this loan and want you to upgrade the suspension and do what you want to the bike. And I kind of wasn't really sure. I knew Legends were great, but I took the bike out of the lot when we bought it, or I'm sorry, when they put them in. I had that put in. I had the 12-inch bars put in. We were running over potholes, and we had the comms in. I'm saying to my wife, I'm like, you feel that? She's like, feel what? I'm like, and that was worth the money. The
Mhm.
biggest thing that I noticed with the Legends that I love is that the bike doesn't nosedive. The
Right.
14s, for whatever reason, nosedive really bad. And
On the
the first,
rear.
yeah, no, the front nosedives. So like when you hit the brakes,
But I
the
mean, when you say the 14s, you mean the rear shocks are 14s or?
oh, I'm sorry, on the 2014. So this is a first
Oh, okay.
Rushmore
I'm sorry.
bike,
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay.
and I
Okay.
think it's the only 2 years that they had the air suspension. And
Okay.
there's a reason for that because the air suspension was terrible.
Well, yeah.
Um, and the first time that we were out riding, we went to stop, and she's like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "We stopped." She's like, "Usually I can feel the bike sort of, nosedive down, and I know to kind of brace myself or whatever." But yeah, it doesn't have that anymore. And the guy at the dealership that has, I think he has a Rushmore, but he has the year. I think he has a 16.
Hmm.
He took mine into the bay, and he came back. He's like, "What did we do to your bike?" He's like, "That's not stock." He's like, "That bike's really nimble." I'm like, "Yeah, it's got Legends front and rear on it. It makes a huge difference." It's a tough sell though. I mean, it's not cheap.
No, I
But
got well, here's the thing. I was talking to another clever this past fall, a few weeks ago, and he had Legends in the front of his bike, the inserts, and I got Progressives in my Road King, and I'm in love with my Progressives. They seem to work just amazing. I was actually kind of going back and forth on getting the Legends or the Progressives, and the Progressives are cheaper, so I was like, "Fuck it, just get the Progressives and call it good." And I'm happy that I did because he was telling me that his Progressives, when it's just him on the bike, and he had a I don't know, a mid-teens Road Glide, I forget what it was. He was telling me that thing rode like a lumber wagon after he put those Legends in there
and
when he
that's
was
the
on it by himself.
yeah, and that's the difficult part is that it's not because I know the Wilburs have the self-adjusting ones, and I just actually
Right.
found out Wilbur's in North Jersey. I got to go up there. It is hard because when we fully loaded the bike when we were out for a trip, you took everything off the bag and you went to like the local restaurant. It's like riding on a brick
Yeah,
because there's such a difference. But they're not that hard to spin. You can spin them and adjust them. But yeah, you're right. Like when it's just me on the bike, it's a harder ride, but you can, well, I guess as aggressively as you can ride an ultra. I mean, I'm not wheeling the thing, but it's still, with it being stiff like that, it makes it more nimble.
Well, you
sure.
could
No,
if
I
you
mean,
wanted to.
What's that?
You could wheelie it if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to, I'm sure I could do an endo or a wheelie or something, but nah.
oh no, I noticed after I put those progressives on the front of my bike, and then I got these like drag specialty rear shocks that are kind of
Okay.
cheapies, but I was, it was like one of those like things people on forums were like, hack, they're dirt cheap, but they're awesome, and they ride like shit. I mean, it's like no suspension at all, it seems like, but the thing's
Oh,
like a fucking laser pointer going down the road. It's like
I
beautifully fucking straight and
yeah,
cornering and everything.
I couldn't believe the difference that it made, and it's
Yeah,
really so. This is my first Harley, and I'm really. It's amazing how you can take a stock bike and really make it fit you and perform the way you want it to perform. Um, I think it's worth the money. For me, it was great because we got the bike used at a deal, so then I could put all that extra money that I would have spent into a new bike, and I could make it mine,
right.
which I really like. Because unless you're like 5'9" and like 180 pounds, the bike's not going to fit you. It seems to be you know, it doesn't, a stock bike just doesn't seem to fit. You know, it seems like if you're going to buy it, you're going to do something to it anyway.
None of them fit me.
I was the same problem. I mean, I got 12s and I bought the Mustang, which is the extended reach, and it pushed me back just enough that now I need like 16s or 14s.
So, no, go ahead. Finish up. Sorry.
No, so it's just really to your point. I mean, you know, I'm a bigger guy, so it's trying to find something that fits is tough. And that was the nice part with buying the Ultras. You can pretty much do anything to it.
So you
So
said that you could take it. I'm sorry, you paused, and I think there's
No, that's fine. You can take it from, you know, being a full touring bike to with the detachable tour pack. You can run it as a bagger, which I like too. So when it's just me, that's usually the configuration I run it in.
that is the nice thing about Harleys. They probably offer the cheapest opportunities to be able to make them your own and adjust it with all the different aftermarket parts that they have. You know,
unlike the fucking thing cheap about fucking Harleys,
right? And they have the best T-shirts. So you
know, it's cheaper than friggin'. You ever try to friggin' customize a Victory? Trust me. You know.
Well, you're the one who got a Victory.
Well, okay. In retrospect, it was a bad decision now, considering that Polaris backed out on them, and every single friggin' part that I go for exists in a black hole. Sorry,
it's $10,000. Trust me, I wanted a Vision in the worst way.
18-inch.
So what did you have before you had? Hey,
that was the question I was just going to ask. God damn it.
Who's asking the question then?
Dirty is.
Okay.
What'd you have before you had your Harley?
So before I had the Harley, I had a 2003 Suzuki Intruder 1500.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and that was a fun bike. I like that. And before that, and I had a Versus 650 also. I had two bikes at the time. And before that, I had a KLR 650.
Oh,
which was a fun bike. And then before that, I had two other.
That's an enduro.
It is,
isn't it?
Yeah. And before that, I had two scooters, but we can just glaze over that part and we just pretend I always had a.
Oh, we can circle back to that if you want.
I'm not going to lie to you. Part of me wants a KLR 650. I heard those things are practically indestructible.
The best part, well, this is an absolute true story. I was looking at the Intruder at my Suzuki dealership. It was sitting there for like a year. It was on consignment, and it was way more than I wanted to pay. I went in there to get the rear wheel replaced on the KLR, and the oil change. And the guy says to me, he's like, "Look, we're putting this bike back. We can't sell it. So whatever number you throw out, I'll call the guy." So all right. So I threw out a number. I forget what it was, and he's like, "Done. We'll sell it to you." I was like, "Sweet, you know, I'm gonna have this cruiser bike versus the KLR." The mechanic comes out and goes, "Do you know your KLR has no oil in it whatsoever?" I'm like, "Really? Huh? It was running fine."
It worked.
You can't, man. I mean, I did water crossings with those. I mean, that was my daily driver. I mean, I had that bike. I used to ride year round on that bike because I didn't live that far from my job at the time. And yeah, I mean, they're fantastic bikes.
You ever watch the channel Fortnite?
Yes, love him.
Oh, dude's badass, ain't
he? He's a classic example of how you can be a successful YouTuber and not be over the top. Like I watch him and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's easy to follow. It's interesting, but it's not sensationalized. People screaming at the screen all the time.
He's like a fucking nerd. He like has science in his channel and everything.
Yeah, did you see the one when he did the Bergman 650 and he had the suit on and he's talking?
Oh
about
the
executive scooter. I was like that. I had one of those. It was really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, they're
shout out Fortnite.
What's that?
I said shout out Fortnite.
Yeah,
that dude's fucking awesome. He's up there in Canada fucking riding in the snow, and yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's got a really unique channel, and it definitely, I like it a lot because, like you said, he kind of nerds out on stuff. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah,
I saw a shade tree surgeon did Florida to California in 48 hours on a 500cc Goldwing, probably a Silverwing, but yeah, an old friggin' Honda from the 70s, Silverwing from the Honda.
He was in Niagara Falls when I was in Niagara Falls, and I missed him by like 20 minutes. Somebody sent me a text message, and they're like, you know, shade trees at the falls. And I'm like, really? Because so am I. Missed him. I thought that would have been pretty cool to have run into him.
Oh, would have boosted your channel up. That's for damn sure, man. That guy's got a hell of a following.
He does. and his fans are
I
definitely
watch
hardcore.
I fucking watch his shit like religiously in the wintertime, you know. Nowadays it's kind of weird. I liked his older shit when he was just, bebopping around with his friends and like, the Tampa area and shit. But now it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's almost like he's trying too hard. And
Well,
who am I? I mean, my
yeah.
channel suck balls, or our channel, I should say, suck
Oh
balls.
no!
Well,
If you would say suck balls, it's your channel. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think that's true at all. But I think that's the
It's pretty
problem
true.
with channels is sometimes Sandoval did the same thing, right? So he rode a Harley, then he went to India, and now I heard he went to BMW. His channels changed, and I don't, I still like the guy, but channels evolve, and sometimes that's good and it's bad. It really
Right.
depends.
Well, no, I mean, it just seemed like, he's, now he seems like he's forcing it a little bit. I mean, like I said, it's who the fuck am I to judge? I still watch it. I'm not going to lie.
No, but
still,
I mean, I think the problem is too is that people are starting to realize they can make a career out of it, and you see a lot of YouTubers that go full time, and once you go full time or once you involve any sort of companies, it becomes different. Anytime that I engage with a company, it's a different video than say if I'm just screwing around doing something. And that's the business part of it that's tough.
so you're engaging with companies,
right?
You got sponsors and stuff. Like people give you stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, wow, man. Fuck
yeah.
Dude. Like,
well,
here's our sponsor, Dirty Fits.
There you go.
And in order for us to promote his thing, he gave me this hat.
And it's
a guy that we know.
We each got a shirt.
And a shirt. Yeah, we got shirts and hats.
And then I got a hat from Tiller's Toppers, and then some guys
Tiller's Toppers.
Some guys sent
That's
me
a
some
cool
cigars.
hat, by the way. That hat was fantastic.
Yeah,
dude, that's a local MC guy, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that's a dude. He was a couple towns up. He was in an MC.
I need to reach out to him. Maybe Hollywood would lighten up if I show up with that hat on, with a big top hat or something.
Well, I can get you in touch with him.
I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. Probably just get more abusive. But it's a dream. We all have them.
Hey, tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
That's a secret. That's a secret to this whole biker thing. You just tell people to fuck off and then they respect you. It sounds stupid, but it works.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just gotta stand
shit, I was on. Well, shit, man. The first fucking time we were on that round table with what is it, Wild on Twos?
Yeah.
Fucking snapped off on him and told him I was gonna kick his ass, and he fucking apologized. It's like, dude, I'm the real fucking thing, man. This isn't pretend. I'm in a fucking clubhouse, man. But anyways, so.
Yeah, I know we had motorcycles going by and shit.
Yeah.
In the background.
Well, it's kind of funny because if you watch like the interview that we did with Shaggy, like he starts pointing out all these little nuances that unless you're in a club, you wouldn't even realize. Like, why do I keep looking over here and this, that, and the other thing? Well, I'm watching video camera because I'm in a fucking clubhouse, So, and when he starts, people ask me about, oh, what's it like having the MC scene in Wisconsin? And I'm like, blah, blah, blah. That's all I can say politically. He knows exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. So
yeah, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude.
Shaggy's good shit, man.
He's legit for sure.
Yeah, I'm just going to say real quick, you touched on, the YouTube channel with like a purpose and everything. And then there's us, there's the Biker's Lifestyle Shit Show. And, like that Forrest Gump quote, like life is like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. Well, we're not like that box of chocolates. Like you open up the box of chocolates and it could be like a sauerkraut ball over here and a cocktail weenie over here and, some fudge and maybe a popsicle or a turnip,
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of, if you're not having fun with it, don't do it. And if you're having fun with it, that's what matters because people enjoy that, and you guys are growing. I mean, what are you 100 away from 1,000, right?
Less than that now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. We've grown.
You can start making the big bucks. You get that giant check.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Not really, but
can I quit my job?
No, maybe when you get to like 40,000, 50,000 subs, but I don't think it.
40,000, damn.
We could be 100 heirs. That's right,
dude. It's like my fucking dude. You know who watches this fucking shit? My mom and like 10 people. You know what I mean? Fuck.
Turns out it's more than that, brother. We've got a little more people. They're starting to reach out.
Yeah, you got more people than that.
I mean, it's just a matter of time. I mean,
comment below if you're actually paying attention to what the fuck we're talking about right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Link in description.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell.
I mean, we've had some dubious episodes. I mean, we had one episode we did the entire thing, and then I went, oh fuck, I never hit record.
Yeah, done that.
And then we pretty much did it verbatim. Like we recorded over again and did it all over again.
I don't think YouTube is fair on a lot of levels. I think that once as just a smaller channel, it seems like once you become monetized, they start pushing your stuff more because they're making money off you, and they're hoping that by you getting money back, that seems to be the bigger push. But yeah, everybody's had that, man. I've had some major screw ups. You just kind of have to go with it. It's stressful. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot going on.
Well, I mean, for us, we started this channel to promote dudes that we know. I mean, we're nobody special. I mean, people like Shaggy, like he's like, oh, you guys are the real deal. You guys are the real deal. Man, there's hundreds of us in fucking Wisconsin that are in clubs that are the real deal, quote unquote. I mean, I'll be quite honest with you. I'll watch other channels and I'll hear about the MC world in other states, and I'm just blown away by how much of a clusterfuck it is. Because it's just completely different from where me and Tank fucking reside.
Yeah.
So
I could see that.
So I mean, for us, we're just trying to promote our people that we hang out with, and we're trying to promote other people like you, man. You're rad, man. Because here's the thing, not everybody that rides a fucking motorcycle wants to be Billy Badass and throw on a patch and fucking try to act out their Sons of Anarchy dreams. You know what I mean? They're just regular motherfuckers that like goddamn motorcycles and they like having a good time and blah blah blah. And that's what we started this channel to talk to guys like you, to talk to guys like fucking Hollywood and Black Dragon and Shaggy, because it's all one thing, man. It's all just a community. I just posted a picture of a post that we got from Instagram from like this kid who's like 18 years old that literally started riding motorcycles because of this channel that we're on right now.
And
I thought it was cool.
That's where I think it's important. And even like with the mental health topic, let's face it, I'm never going to get rich off this, right? But if you can impact people, I can meet you guys and I can talk to you guys, or I can meet, other YouTubers and be part of that community. Because I mean, I hear people, we can joke about the Can-Am stuff, but even like when I had my scooter, right? Like I'd be riding that thing and you'd pull up to somebody else that had a bike and they would just start talking to you like they knew you, and it's really, the motorcycle community I find is very inclusive. Most people will sit and talk to you, if you ride, and especially if you ride a Harley. I feel like if you ride a Harley, anybody will talk to you. And I don't know that that's good or bad some days, but,
Start really customizing them, and then they want to fucking talk to you about your bike, and then they want to tell you about their cousin's nephew's son's bike, who's way better than your bike.
And the one time that their brother's sister's nephew's cousin stopped riding because he almost hit a bus full of nuns and died and had dropped the bike, and
they always put more miles on than you.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? They always ride, they always have more horsepower than I have.
Yep. It was always in the snow.
I'm like, I ride a geezer glide. I mean, I'm not doing burnouts with it. So, but hey.
Ride your ride, man. Just ride.
It was uphill both ways. Yeah. Absolutely.
There were bugs.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bugs, some of them don't taste too bad. The June bugs are kind of like a refried bean. I'm not a big fan of the flies. Mosquitoes are a little salty.
Yeah.
But I did get hit by a fucking big, huge friggin' bug. It broke the frame of my glasses. It hit me right in the face and they snapped my glasses right in half, man.
I did a trip years back and I had my visor open and I had like the bigger bobber wraparound sunglasses, much like I have now, but they're a little different. I took a yellow jacket between the padding and the glasses, and it stung me at like 70 miles an hour. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
was big time. I had a fly jump right in my eye. It was like came
oof.
on the inside of my glasses, and I'm going down the road, 60, 70, and it like jumped right on my eyeball, and I'm like, whoa.
Makes for a good story though.
Yeah,
But I got a story about a yellow jacket. So a few years back, me and the club and everything, we're going up north. We're doing this fucking thing that we normally do every year. And we're kind of on the back roads of Wisconsin. It's
Okay.
super windy, it's super twisty. It just so happens it was a super rainy season. So all the roads have wash like rocks and sand and all this bullshit that come into the fucking road out of the ditch. And we're jamming, yada, yada, yada. And all of a sudden, it feels like my ass is on fire. Like literally, like something is burning my ass. It hurts like a motherfucker.
Should have that looked at.
Well, I did, but we're going to talk about that later.
it's that taco
Shout
truck
out to
we hit.
Preparation H. Anyways,
I
so
thought you were doing shots again off your ass. I wasn't sure. That's a
Mo.
popular subject.
But
That's
yeah,
Mo, yeah.
that's Mo. Mo
Shout
does
out
that.
to Mo.
But she's going to teach me. Shout out to Mo. Anyways,
Good. Shout out to
Mo,
Mo.
sir.
shout out to Mo. So my point is, we're going down the road. Now the wife's on the back, and I thought maybe she was smoking a cigarette and she dropped a cherry down the fucking back of my pants because that's what it felt like. Anyways, jam, jam, jam. Fucking yellow jacket dead on the seat on my bike when I get off the bike when we get to where we're going. A fucking bee had somehow, or a wasp, or whatever the fuck it was, yellow jacket, had somehow lived, hit me, went down the crack of my fucking pants, and then stung me in the ass.
Ow.
That is a true story.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
Not to mention, I once upon a time was riding a crotch rocket because that's where I come from, because I'm that guy. Yeah, I know, right? Shout out crotch rockets. But I caught something, I don't know what it was. It was a big black bug that hit me right in the rib cage. Like I had my jacket, like I had like a light jacket on. I had it like somewhat zipped down like this, and it shot right into my jacket, and then it stung me. And I had like a golf ball size fucking like lump on my rib cage because whatever it was, it infected, and it was like oozing pus. So motorcycles are super cool. Everybody should get one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody.
Everybody.
And they
should
wonder
have a
why
good
old
love
guys
story.
have bikes with fairings.
Right. For years, I rode without a windshield. I'm like, I don't need a windscreen. I don't need one. And then I got one, and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, no more death grip on the handlebars. No more feeling like I'm going to fly out the back end of the seat because can't seem to go slow. I seem to want to, go very fast. But no, big fan of windscreens now.
Yeah, the fairing and the windscreen change it a
No
lot.
fairing, just a windscreen.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell
the road king, so
yeah, I thought you were going to tell a story about squirrel getting stung in the throat when we were prospecting.
Oh, when I had to run his ass back to Janesville because he swallowed a bee and he was allergic and his throat was swelling up shut.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Motorcycles are fun.
Meanwhile, my happy ass went the rest of the way with the club, and then they stuck me on a horse behind a bar. I had been on a
Make
horse.
a sexy cowboy tank.
Oh yeah. I felt sorry for the horse. There's pictures of that on our freaking club website, on our club Facebook page. Yeah, but one of a million stories. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? I mean, we go through all of it. We've been through hellacious storms and all the stuff you go through, and it sucks balls when you're going through it. But we all seem to laugh about it and have a great story to tell. Nonetheless, I mean, we were coming back last year. Kentucky. Well, earlier this year, Kentucky back up to Wisconsin. I mean, it literally 48 degrees and rainy, and we pretty much rolled probably 2/3 of the day. A good 400 miles when you say 350 miles in the rain, in the cold.
Oh yeah, easily.
I think we hit Bloomington, Illinois, and then finally the rain stopped. But I mean,
it was pouring when we left Kentucky. When we left Louisville, it was pouring.
Yeah.
And then it didn't clear up until we were maybe 100 miles from the border.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Those are
the straight
those are
shot.
the best stories though, because you like you said, in the suck it sucks, but when you look back, you're like, that was pretty fun.
Yeah, so much rain, you're like drinking a cup of water as you're going down. It's like choking you.
And I was on one jug that day.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah, I pushed a head gasket out. I was on one fucking jug. So,
and
yeah,
you managed to get it home though. That's impressive.
yeah, yeah. It tells you how much horsepower my Road King has. Even with one jug, I can keep up with other fucking motorcycles. But
Yeah,
That's
it
cool.
kept
I'm
on
not
building.
bragging. I'm just saying
Yeah, you're just saying.
It kept on
it's a
loading
soft
up.
flex. It's a soft flex.
Yeah.
Kept on loading up. I hear him pop, 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 bang, pop, pop,
Kept
pop,
you on.
pop,
It woke everybody up.
bang.
You woke
Oh
everybody
yeah.
up. We were all hungover too. Just see, well, Tank wasn't hungover because he's on the wagon, but the rest of us, we weren't hungover. We weren't on the wagon. We were hungover as fuck. So,
Well,
Yeah. Oh well. Good
hangovers
times.
so
and riding are
you're
always
buddies
fun.
with Baggers and Brews, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I talked to them in the community. They're actually not that
Sure.
far from me. They're really
Right
good
on.
dudes.
And their whole deal is going to parties and going to rallies and whatever and sampling beer. Yeah.
Yeah, they go to a lot of rallies. They go to a lot of the local breweries. They're really into all the microbrews and stuff. Yeah, they're really cool dudes.
Are you on the wagon yourself, or are you a consumer of alcohol like myself?
I'm a consumer of alcohol at times. You know, not hardcore. I used to be, not as much.
What's your
Me and
number one beer?
we did a live stream, and it was right before my 50th birthday. It was 2 weeks ago,
Mhm.
and there was some peanut butter whiskey involved, and
Nice.
yeah, there was. It was me, Monkey, um, Big Smitty, and Harley Fatboy Jr. And it just, yeah, there was a lot of drinking in that one.
So what's your go-to beverage of choice?
Go-to
What's
beverage of
the Bry the
choice.
Biker
Yeah,
recommendation?
I'm a Scotch guy. I like Scotch, but
Nice.
I started drinking bourbon. Started playing around with that.
Nice.
I was a McAllen fan for a while.
Okay.
That's good Scotch. Good single
Yes.
malt.
Yeah, you know, it's weird.
We
Highlands.
got some in the comments.
You drink Scotch, and I feel like with Scotch, I can kind of regulate it. Like it's good, and I enjoy it. That peanut butter whiskey went down too good. That was next thing you know, you're like, that bottle was full, wasn't it? Oh, that's not good.
Ugh.
Well, when I stopped drinking bourbon, I'm sure Ezra Brooks Brewery and Distillery rather in Kent, Kentucky went, what the hell happened to our sales in Wisconsin? They went down. I was drinking about a 1.75 every other day. You know, I was pretty hardcore.
Yeah, and I think it's like anything, right? For me at least with beer, beer takes a lot to like overdo, but any of those flavored drinks, it's just too easy. It's like that's just not healthy.
No, you're right. I was getting poison pen messages from my liver, and
Yeah,
it started its own Facebook page and started
they had
sending me bad messages to stop drinking. And
we have a local liquor store that has I think 4 or 5 bottles of Pappy, and they've got the 10-year all the way up to the 25-year. And I was like, if I ever just wanted to spend a ridiculous amount of money, it'd be fun to try. But that's that would be fun. I want to get to Kentucky to do the bourbon tours.
well, years ago, man, I'm living on in Cape Cod, right? And a friend of ours, Mickey, God rest his soul, he's dead now, comes up like me and my roommate, and he's got these 4 bottles of Glenlivet Scotch, but they're in these cases, and they're like hand numbered with calligraphy and stuff. And it said Silver Jubilee edition from the coronation of Prince, I don't know, whatever one back in the early 70s. And we're like, what the hell, man? Where'd you get this? Oh, yo, I bought it. You know, he sold them to us, all 4 bottles, $50 a bottle. So we got these beautiful bottles, right? I mean, Glenlivet, hand numbered calligraphy from England. And we're about 1.5 bottles into this stuff, like, and it was not enough Ozen Smooth. I mean, it was the best Scotch I've ever had in my life. And we get this knock on the door, and it's the cops. And they're tracking the booze down. Turned out old Mickey didn't buy him. He was doing a paint job for somebody out in Martha's Vineyard, and he stole them from her basement. And they tracked him down, and they made us give up the bottle, the half a bottle and the other 2 in the cases and everything. Provided that we were like, hey man, we didn't know.
Yeah,
it turns out they're like $600 a bottle, and we had 4 of them, so $2,400 we got for $200. And so yeah, I dodged a bullet from prison from that one. You know.
Yeah, at least you got to enjoy it before the cops came.
Oh my God, that was the best Scotch I've ever had.
Yeah, there's some really good. Have you ever had Akintosh 3-wood?
Nope.
That's a really good one too. It's really smooth.
Once I moved into the bourbon, all bets were off. It was,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh well.
I want to get down to Woodford because Woodford and Angel's Envy are in Kentucky, so that'd be a fun trip.
Well, that's the state to drink the bourbon in, right? Because that's true bourbon.
Yeah, I was down there for work, but I couldn't get into town to try any, so it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
Every year when Tank comes back from Florida, we meet him in Kentucky, and we keep saying we're going to do like a brewery tour, like we're going to hit like the Buffalo Trace deal and all the Jim Beams and all. We never do because it's always like a time crunch type situation. But one of these days we got to fucking do it. Like me and the guys that go down there. I mean, obviously Tank's not going to be because he's on the wagon, but good for him.
Beautiful. It's beautiful riding country down there too.
Oh, Kentucky's like this?
Not Louisville. Louisville's a shithole.
Not fuck Louisville. But once you get past Louisville, it's fucking awesome. Like Kentucky's like this little jewel in the rough. Like people don't talk about it, but Kentucky's a really good riding state.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys follow any of the 5 Dirty Bikers, but that's where they had their meetup this year actually. And
I've tried.
Yeah,
I've tried to follow them. It's too much.
It's there's a lot of riding down there. I know Tony Cox lives down there, and he said there's some fantastic riding down there. So it's unfortunately I had the car when I went down. I was like, man, I'd love to have had the bike. Just a really nice area.
Well, you know how you get around that. You just don't own a car. Just like me, I just have a bike. So it's
well, it was kind of hard to tell work. I couldn't bring all the production equipment on my bike. Yeah.
I'm just being an asshole. Don't mind.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Maybe they could get me a trailer though. You're onto something.
Tell Tank.
No, me and
Don't Tank told you.
Yeah, be like Tank said I need a trailer and I got to give up this cage lifestyle.
I'll back you up.
In fact, if anybody needs an excuse for work, Tank will back you up on it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're gonna put his number at the bottom of the screen here, and just give him a call and tell him Tank told me so. So it's cool.
Okay. That or I'll call in for you, and I'll say, "Hi, this is Bry the Biker. I just don't feel like myself today," and I wouldn't be lying.
So I can go riding tomorrow, is what I'm hearing. All right, cool.
Yeah,
absolutely,
not a problem.
All right,
not a problem.
And if Tank's busy, I'll call in for it. I'll be like, "Oh, I'm Bry the Biker, and I shit myself." And I just hang up.
Yeah, whatever.
I just hang up right away.
Tell him I got a really bad STD and I can't make it in. Whatever.
Hey, he's over 50. You don't have any dignity once you hit 50. You don't care. Whatever. If I piss myself,
I'm not even 50. I don't have any dignity.
Well, that's your problem. We all know that about your brother, but we love you nonetheless.
They don't call me dirty for nothing.
That's right. Oh man, yeah, you're right.
That's funny.
So, what questions do you have for us? Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, so what got you guys to do this? Because I mean, the podcasting thing, especially if you're doing them a weekly, that's tough. I mean, that's a commitment. I mean, did you start with you said you didn't really start with a plan, but I mean, what is the plan?
Dirty, go ahead, man. Build this one.
Like I said, man, like we're not anything special in this fucking area.
Well, it started with a Facebook page.
It did. Okay. It basically started where I took over a Facebook. Like, okay, so I followed Hollywood way back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. And he had
is he any better looking then, or
no? He's the same goofy fuck he is now. Yeah. But I followed Hollywood back in the day, and like he had multiple Facebook pages, and I subscribed to this page, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then I noticed like it was kind of dead. So I started posting memes where it was talking about like, doing cocaine and strippers and blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, I'm into it. Anyways, so he made me an admin, right? So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Now I can do more of what I've been doing for a minute now. And then that progressed into me taking over the page with like these 2 other women that had another page. Right.
Okay.
And then it got to the point where they were getting pissed off because I was trying to make it like this filthy, dirty fucking thing, and they were trying to make it like this wholesome thing. And then they left, and then it was me by myself, and there was like 2,000 people on it. Well, I just kept doing what I was doing. It grew to like 50,000 people, And then I was like, shit, now I need fucking help. So I said,
there were 2,000 people on it when I came on as an admin, brother.
Did I bring you on that early?
Yes.
Long story short, we took over this fucking page and we made it the Biker's Lifestyle, right? And then I was listening to podcasts, and honestly, it got kind of repetitive. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I'm not talking shit about anybody. I'm just saying, like, it got kind of a lot of biker news and protocol and all this other shit. And it's like, dude, it's all the same fucking thing, man. You're all saying the same fucking thing, you know? Yeah, oh, you gotta be a man, you gotta fucking act tough and shit. I get it, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's right. But at the same time, me as a dude, I can't, I can only listen to it so fucking long. So what I want to do with this fucking channel, and it's actually really goddamn hard because we sort of started at the beginning of the fucking pandemic, is to get fucking dudes in to talk about their life, man, to see what it's all about. Because being a biker or being a dude that's into motorcycles isn't a carbon copy type thing, man. It's all different shit, man. You could be a professional. You could be a fucking lawyer like Meg, and you could be a fucking video guy like you, or you could be a fucking greasy piece of shit welder like myself, and you're all in the same community. It's all encompassing.
And that's,
you know what I mean?
And that's where I think a lot of people miss, because, I know that the biker lifestyle stuff is really big right now, but I think a lot of people forget that the majority of that community is just made up by dudes that have bikes and like riding them, and I think it's great what you're doing. The more exposure you can bring to the biking community and the more people that feel welcome, I think it's only a win. Because like you said, everybody has their unique story.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like people rag on fucking dudes that are young. Oh, the young guys aren't doing it like we did it back
killing
in
Harley Davidson, damn it.
They're killing Harley Davidson.
That's all I hear every week.
I know. But here's the thing. It's 2021. Social media is a thing. Harleys aren't the best bikes on the road. They're just not. I ride a Harley. I will never ride anything but a Harley for the most part. Like, whatever. There's dreams and whatever. Anyways, long story short, Harley isn't the only fucking player in the game. When you're talking about the 60s and the 50s and all that jazz, who is your competition? Triumph? BSA?
Norton.
I mean, Honda had dreams. You know what I mean? Kawasaki was almost nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't until the 70s when the Japanese started coming out with these fucking air-cooled four-cylinders and, the H2s that were fucking fast as fuck, but they were, two strokes. So, the government could put a kibosh on that shit. I mean, shit changes, man. Technology takes off. Things change. It evolves. And like I made a post the other day, like one of the smartest things we ever heard was from a dude from another club who's 20 years younger than me and 30 years younger than Tank, that said, some things in this world are going to change, and some things in this world can never change. And that's just how it is. I mean, obviously honor and respect and all that good stuff has to stay the same. But when it comes to like all the little fucking stupid nuances, like how we communicate and how we fucking talk to people and how we go about our day-to-day lives, it's going to evolve. The motorcycles are going to evolve at some point in our lifetime. Well, maybe not our lifetime, because you guys are in your 50s and I'm in my 40s, and we're going to die probably of something stupid. But at some point in the relatively near future, combustion engines are going to fucking cease to exist.
Yes, and that's
just how it is.
That I find so funny is so many people rag on the live wire and they go on, and 90% of those people have never ridden one. I've ridden it twice, and I can say hands down it was the best motorcycle experience I ever had. Is it comfortable for my size? No. But it was like being a little kid again. There's no shifting. It's just pure power, and you need to evolve. And I know there's people that don't like to hear that, but I think the problem with Harley Davidson is people are so attached to the brand that they think that they own the brand, that the brand can't evolve beyond them. And it's a shame because I think that there's a lot of opportunity to bring more people into riding. And people like Honda and other companies really seem to embrace that, where Harley just still is kind of stagnant.
Well, they've been their own worst enemy for years. They really have. If you think about it, the crap that they pulled in the late 70s and early 80s with the tariff laws, getting the lobbying to get the tariff law changes. So if anybody had a Jap bike that was displaced over 750 cc's, they had to pay these outrageous tariff fees.
Shout out Ronald Reagan, rest in peace.
Yeah, that's right, because he changed it around. I mean, and Harley technology. I mean, they were the only American-made motorcycle that was even worth a damn for the longest time. And I mean, it's just in the past, couple of decades that they've actually started to bring their technology back around again.
Yeah,
I mean, they had stuff that was like used in cars in the 1930s, even 15 years ago in their motors.
It's really funny, like when you look at a company like BMW and you look at some of their baggers, their sport touring baggers, and you look at or their new whatever the R18 is, the R18 bagger, and you look at that and you're like, damn, that's a really evolved bike. Whether you like it or not, it's an evolved bike. And you look at what Harley has to offer, and you're like, my biggest complaint, and everyone laughs at this, is you can still buy an Ultra in 2000. What are the 2022s? The 2021s are out. The 2022s aren't. You can buy an Ultra and your phone still can't fit in it because they haven't made the glove box bigger. It's just funny to me. It's like, you think, how hard could that be? You got a bunch of engineers. How hard could it be to make that little glove box just a little bigger?
Well, they're too busy designing T-shirts.
Well,
yeah,
that's it. I mean, that's how Victory came about, was because of Harley, dragging their feet on everything. And the guys that developed the Victory, they left Harley. They were engineers that left Harley, waited their 5 years no compete clause, and they came out with that V92C that was
I almost bought one of those.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you did now, right? Because you might as well buy two, so you have one for parts. But I mean, Harley, 63 gaskets, O-rings, and seals on it. A Victory's got 8. I mean, there's a big difference. I mean, Victory's there's a lot of differences. I mean, they have great engineering for the motors, terrible marketing.
Yeah, and it's a shame because the vision and having the Ness family involved in their design work, I thought they made great bikes. But like you said, nobody, you go into a Victory dealer and they had 3 bikes, and they weren't that prevalent, at least here.
Well,
I mean, had like 1 or 2 dealers.
They were, and they made the motors so well. They were like kind of like the Maytag repairman, because they had all these dealerships that were around for the longest time, and then they didn't have work for the guys because the bikes wouldn't break down. And so then suddenly it became, okay, well, you had a Victory dealer, but he was 2.5, 3 hours away, 5 hours away for some people, and because there just wasn't enough work for him. I mean, hell, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting somebody who's into Harleys wherever you go. So,
and that was really the whole reason that we were interested in going that route, because there's one Indian dealer down the road. Everything else is at least an hour to 2 hours away, no matter what brand you go to. So
yeah, you look at those new Indians that are coming out, and their styling and stuff is very similar to the Victories, because they took all their tooling and all the Victory toolery and then just switched it over and put an Indian brand on it. So
yeah, it's a shame. I thought that they made a great bike, and it's a shame because I feel too like once they went to Indian, maybe not the Challenger, but I felt like they were more trying to make these showcase bikes. They looked more like museum pieces to me than they did bikes I'd want to ride.
I rode one. I rode a Chieftain. I wasn't too keen on it. It had the Thunderstroke 111 on it. I felt really crowded on the bike. It really wasn't fit for me. I'm kind of feeling like I'm up like this. I'm not a big fan of their Valence fenders and that whole look. It seemed a little piggish to me, but that's just me. I'm a bigger guy, 6'2", 350 pounds. So
yeah, no, I get it.
It's just a little different.
And the dealer network's hard to beat. I mean, when we rode, when we took our big trip that we did last year, I mean, we were out for 13 days, and every day there was a Harley dealership within 20 minutes. I mean, it felt like you couldn't go anywhere without stopping to get a Chaboker chip or a t-shirt. You know, they're just everywhere.
Well, I mean, they break down. You got a lot better chance of finding parts. You know, I like Dirty's laughing because he knows where I'm going with this. I had my rear brake line ripped out on my Victory, and I had to replace it. A little 18-inch fucking brake line about that big, right? Goes from the pressure switch down to the caliper. And I'm like, God, at least it wasn't the caliper, you know? So I'm like, I'm going to try to find it. I'm like, how much? $250. $250 for a fucking brake line. And then I couldn't even get it. Like, I mean, finding one was next to impossible. And so, you know, I ended up going to AutoZone and you know, buying a friggin' car brake line. And then I, you know, like bought a kit and like tooled my own and, you know, made it, and it works fine now. But, you know, that's like every step of the way with that bike. I've got a 2007 Victory Kingpin Tour, and it's like the black hole of years for bikes. Just right when the Nessus came on, you know, that first year, 07, 08, they really started with the styling and came into it full force. And it's been just a nightmare, like having to find parts and ship for it whenever something happens to it.
That's where the Suzuki was. I mean, the dealer was still there, but there wasn't a lot of aftermarket parts. If you wanted to do anything, you could go, I don't know, I forget the brand, Cobra or whatever it was, but that was really all they made for it.
Yeah, there's like one guy, Witch Doctors is big with Victory parts aftermarket. And then of course there's, you know, Rick Stroker out of Dallas was huge.
Okay.
You know, with Victories, just a lot of the customization he went into. But you know, I mean, I'm talking about the Victory. I you know, I've got a 94 Heritage Softail Classic that
nice.
you know, which I like it. You know, it's not fast, but I tell you, it's quick. You know, stoplight to stoplight, that thing gets up out of its own way, and you know you're riding a fucking Harley. Let me tell you, it dumps oil all over the place and snorts like a motherfucker. Dirty liked riding it though. It was a lot more comfortable than riding on his Road King.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you know, the Softail it might be the perfect bike. You know what I mean? Like, Dynas are the young guy's bike. You know what I mean? You know, they're kind of sporty. They're kind of
They're
cheap.
nimble.
They're nimble. They're cheap. Blah 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 blah. They come with a big twin, whatever, right? And then you get into like the baggers. Well, yeah, they're more expensive, but they're more comfortable. But yet, it's kind of like trying to straddle a Buick, and you're, you know, trying to maneuver a dump truck. You know what I mean? The Softail, on the other hand, is almost like the perfect blend of comfortable and yet sporty. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, you know, it's not a sport bike. You know, it's not a Gixxer. It's not a, you know, ZX. It's a fucking Harley. So I mean, you're not gonna drag a knee, but at the same fucking time, it's, you know, you can have some fun on a Softail.
I've never had a bike that's tracked better than that one.
And yeah, and I mean, yeah, as far as power goes, how fast do you really need to go? You know, I mean, 100, 110. I mean, really? I mean, are you really going to go that much faster?
When I ride with you, yeah, that's what we do sometimes.
Fair enough. But, you know, my point is, and not only that, but like for women, it's probably the best motorcycle for a woman to ride. You know, a lot of people are always like, hey, you know, you're a chick, oh, get a Sportster, get a Sportster, get a Sportster. It's the smallest Harley. Fair enough. But at the same time, the seat height is a lot higher on a Sportster than as a Softail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You sit in a Softail is where you sit on a Sportster.
Yeah, they're up
you know?
in their tippy
And that's that whole right, and that's that whole joke that, you know, me and Tank used to go back and forth that Sportsters are girls, or a Softail is a girl's bike. It isn't. But to be realistic,
you heard him, folks. Really... You heard him. All right, we got that on record. I'll have to play the little clip of you saying it was a girl's bike.
What's that? The Softail?
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah.
I got it from the table and walked away. I remember the whole episode, asshole.
It's not really a girl's bike, but it's the best bike for a girl.
Let's move on. I know.
No, we're gonna stay on.
Yeah, I want to see you guys deal with this. Yeah,
we're sitting here with Bry the Biker. He's a goddamn somebody on YouTube, and we're gonna shit all over his fucking YouTube channel by having him on here. Anyways,
that's fair. No, I mean, I've done enough damage to it, so it's fine. I just don't understand. I mean, how you have to have at least a stage 4 kit though, right? That's what the dealers tell you. You got to get the hidden power out of your Harley, right? You got to have stage 4, stage 8, whatever the hell it goes
I
up to.
don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I'm just kidding. They
No, I
try
know
to
what you
sell
mean.
you.
I know what you mean.
I
Yeah,
love these Discord groups or these
Yeah.
things where it's like, well, you need stage 2. You need, you need this. I'm like, dude, I can do 110 fully loaded 2-up.
Yeah.
What more do I really need?
Well, you got to spend fucking $20,000 to get 10 extra horsepower out of it. So
That's a sickness.
My victory came out of the box that way. I hadn't to do any performance work. It was done when I bought it.
Nice.
everybody asks me what kind of stage I got on my Road King. I'm like, Infinity. I don't fucking know, dude.
Your bike is one off.
It's what's factory on your bike?
Nothing.
The covers.
The handlebars.
The what?
The handlebars.
Nope.
Nope.
The primary. Most of the transmission.
Yeah.
I keep saying I want to do performance upgrades, and I'm like, yeah, no,
Don't.
we're talking our bike.
No. We'll talk you right out of that.
Don't do it.
Because once you start fucking with them, you'll never stop.
It's the world's biggest pain in the
For
ass.
the world's worst reasons, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's funny too because people, when I was looking at buying a Road Glide, they're like, "Well, but if you buy the special, you get the bigger engine." I'm like, "Dude, I have a 103 that's stock, and it's plenty." You know what I mean? I'm sure it's not for some people, but yeah, I was more worried about getting the pipes and getting the sound I wanted than I was about the cam. Would be nice because you get that lope out of it, which I love.
Sure.
But do I really need to spend $3,000 to hear it idle really good? Probably not.
Does your wife enjoy high speeds in the back of the bike? Because mine does not.
She doesn't mind. We bought the Ultra, and from the Suzuki, it was night and day, obviously, because this has a full tour pack. But yeah, she loves it. She absolutely loves it. She doesn't like when I ride aggressively. By that it means if I counter steer into a turn, it's aggressive. I'm like, that's not
Do any of them?
aggressive, but okay. Right. I'm like, you didn't fall off. I mean,
But did you die?
Yeah.
But
then
die?
we went through the Catskills, and just the first time I've ever heard her go, she's like, keep going faster. I'm like, no, now I'm worried I'm gonna die. Like, these roads are wicked. It was a great time.
Sometimes there's a certain road in Janesville, it's angled just right. If you have Route 11 going on to Rockport Road, right by the Willowdale there, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the way it's banked, I can usually catch her floorboards and scrape them on the road if I lean it over far enough. Oh, and she'll like yell right in my ear, "This isn't fun for me," and I'm laughing like an asshole,
My wife just texted me. She's like, I heard that comment.
Well, we're lucky in the respect that our wives don't watch this.
Oh yeah, she criticizes my work. She's my worst critic.
Mine's in the other room right now. She's probably listening to this, but going, you talked about me.
3 months away from getting divorced, so
okay. Get more bikes,
Oh, brother.
He's moving to Sturgis.
Well, then we've been going on a little about an hour here. Maybe we have.
What's on that good note?
Did you buy a sugar glider? Is this where this is going?
Huh?
Did you buy a sugar glider?
One of those little squirrely things, man.
Yeah, no, I know what a sugar glider is. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, no, I didn't buy it. No, it's just, yeah. I'm not as cool as I used to be in her eyes. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
I still think I'm funny and charming, but
you'd be the only one.
Apparently. Comment below if you think I'm funny and charming, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. In 3 months, hit him up.
That's right. You never know.
He's taking applications now.
We'll be at Daytona.
You never know. I mean, you never know. I mean, you never know.
Oh,
is that out loud? I'm sorry.
Don't say that.
No problem there, Butter. No problem, Buttercup.
Oh, fuck you.
I'll edit that out. How's that? Shall I?
The more shit changes, the more it stays the same, man.
Gotta love you, brother, We ain't called the shit show for nothing, man.
Yep. All circling the drain. All circling the drain. So, hey,
man.
Bry the Biker, man, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, you're doing us a favor. I mean, I'm sure
I need to get you
2 or 3 subscribers after this.
Once you get the once I get the podcast up, you guys need to come on mine. That'd be fun. I'd love that. It's really been a great time to talking to you guys.
Yeah, you've got my number. Just hit us up, and
Yeah,
I'll get it going. You know, we're hitting the big leagues.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I think it's really cool. If you have a bike and you know everybody has a story, and that's really kind of the purpose of it. You know, it's just about talking. You know, it's just about enjoying the ride because we all enjoy that ride. So, but no, thank you very much for having me.
Well, thanks a lot for coming on. We really, really appreciate it. And everybody, keep in mind, watch his show. By the way, watch his YouTube channel. Listen to him on the podcast. What was the pod? I'll get all that.
Beyond the Biker.
That's
Beyond the Biker.
We'll have it
And
scroll
then,
around on the.
Apple,
tune in and give me
Google,
support
all
on
that
Sundays because Hollywood's very mean to me.
Evidently,
What's that?
yeah.
I said they have to tune in on Sunday and offer moral support when Hollywood's really mean to me.
Yeah. The next time. Well. Anyways, but next time, you guys are. When do you guys do that? Your roundtable?
So there's the one on Saturday, the Independent Rider, and then ours is on 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Sundays.
Okay, what channel is that on?
It's on all three of ours, so we rotate.
It's on all three?
So depending on which week it is.
So all 6 of you people that are listening to me right now, go make sure you go on Bry the Biker's channel, and when the roundtable's happening, and if they start giving this guy shit, you flood that comment sections with the biggest fuck yous to anybody who gives this guy fucking shit, because he's fucking badass, and anybody that disrespects him is a motherfucker, and fucking they don't know what they're talking about.
You heard it here, folks. That's right.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Well, right on, man. Well, Brian, thanks, man. Thanks very much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We'll definitely stay in touch. And thanks for all you 6 listeners. Shout out to Dirty's mom. Hey, what's up? And
hi, Dirty's mom.
keep in mind, first of all, we got the official "I Hate the Bikers Lifestyle" podcast bumper stickers. They're coming out. They're coming out. We're going to do it. We've been talking about it. We've been talking shit about it for a while, but it's happening.
Coming to a bathroom stall near you.
That's right. That's right. And keep in mind, everybody, the most dangerous part in your motorcycle is the fucking nut that connects the seat to the fucking handlebars. Peace.